people, welcome back! It's another episode of Avatar Legends, The Secrets of War, a tabletop role-playing game where we add to the story a little bit in our own fun little way of the Avatar The Last Airbender series. We are 4 episodes in, but don't worry, we'll try and catch you up if you are not quite caught up yet here in just a moment. But before we get to that, I'm just gonna introduce myself. I'm Rune. I am one of the main producers of content over here on Artificer Alley and also on Inner Geekdom if you want to go and find me some other places. And I am also a professional game master. And that is what I'm going to be doing here today. I am a game master, which for any of you that don't know for role-playing games, I'm basically the narrator, the one that's going to take people along the story. But I'm not the one that makes all the hardest decisions. No, that is for our amazing players that we have here today. And we have 4. It feels a little bit lonely. I started to get used to having that solid 5 last week. But this week we have 4. And we're going to go around and let everybody introduce themselves again if you do not already know them. And we will, we'll give them the chance to do any shout outs or anything like that they like. Then we'll have just a few seconds to get you caught up on the story before we kick it off into an amazing journey into the world of Avatar The Last Airbender. So first off, let's hand it over to Pancake, since you're always up at the top left over there. Hi, Pancake. How are you doing today? Why don't you introduce yourself, who you're playing, and if you want to give a shout out to anything, go ahead and do that. Well, I'll go ahead and get the music started because, I had to go over here and make sure that this was all going on first. So, we're good now. We'll play some music and give you some ambiance for whatever you got for us this week, Pancake.
All right. I'm going to take a few seconds out of my day and say thank you, Rune, for asking me how my day was. My day is going very fine, actually.
Oh, that's so loud.
And not dead. Second of all, hello, hi, I'm Pancake. I'm going to be playing Kiyun, a loud, bashful, playful wrestler that hails from Amashu. Essentially, he's just annoying. He just really wants to elbow drop people. He hasn't really his brain probably got damaged a few times from all the wrestling he's done.
Well, that's what he does, though. Doesn't he? He's a professional wrestler.
Professional wrestler.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a pretty fun thing for this universe for sure. Okay, and I definitely appreciate. So Jake, it is like a D&D session, but it is not in the 5th edition D&D stylings that most people don't know. We'll take just a second to explain that since we do have somebody in the chat there that is not aware. This is based after Magpie Games' Avatar Legends system. It's powered by the Apocalypse. So there are other games that run in that system. Very fun system. So it's a little bit more on the narrative and story side as opposed to being very combat heavy. Hey, well, we are happy for you to be here. But yeah, we'll take a second after we get done introducing everyone and we'll give a little bit more context. Let's pass it over to Miss Hina. Who are you? Who is you playing? And is there anything you would like to, let everybody know?
Hello, I am playing Sakari. I am a Foggy Swamp Water Tribe member. Not doing any shoutouts just yet. I say we'll see in the later year how that goes.
Okay. All right, well, let's pass it on over to Miss Justice. Who are you? Who would you play?
Hi.
Any shoutouts?
Hi, I'm Justice. I am playing Reyna. This little mixed heritage firebender who likes to stick it to the man and be rebellious and do things that would make the Fire Nation angry.
Very nice.
Really it.
Yeah, which is fun because you are a firebender, but you weren't raised necessarily in that culture, so it's a very interesting character to play. And today we have a guest. We have different people every week, but this week our guest is none other than Shorty Mafia. Who are you? Who is you playing? And do you have any shoutouts?
So I'm Shorty Mafia. I'm playing Allah, and he is a young man who grew up in the woods with a master. He was taught martial arts and weapon handling. He specializes in using acupuncture needles as weapons. and he was told on his 18th birthday to go out and find out who he is and what the world's about. You can find me on Twitch as Shorty Mafia. I usually stream like Rust and Ark and Minecraft.
Yeah, and you're getting ready to play a little bit of Tiny Tina's Adventures with us here very soon. Oh, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. You'll be playing with us here very soon. Yeah. So that's one for anyone that is a fan of Tiny Tina's Wonderland. We are going to be streaming that here on Artifice Rally very, very soon, as well as some other fun video games. So, all right, so that kind of covers, everybody's introduction and everything. So why don't we give some shout outs to those that are making all of this possible? For one, we always like to give a good old shout out to House of Games, because they supplied a lot of the equipment that we have and have also been very cool in helping us out all the time. I do not know for sure, but we probably will have a promotional code by some point in this. We'll probably talk about it down in the chats at some point. We also have art. Look at all this art this year. Isn't it beautiful? It's fantastic. In fact, we have art that is from Eli Burney, our amazing artist that is going to be doing art on a lot of our other projects as well. So go find him wherever. It's probably in the chat somewhere as well to where to go and find him. Magpie Games, of course, who is the creator of Avatar Legends, who we actually just today got some packs that we got in the starter set. At the break, at the midway point, which these streams run for about 2 hours, at the midway point, we will be doing some type of a raffle-y thingy in the comments for one of these starter sets. So yeah, be ready in the chat for that thing. I don't know how that works. I'm just here to look pretty and tell a story, guys. So but yeah, so Lex and Music, you gotta love them. They make it where we can have the tone for everything to sound all thematic and cinematic and beautiful. They make this possible on that side. I think that might be everybody I need to shout out. Maybe let me know in the chat. I'll probably let somebody out. I always end up giving everybody shout outs again sometime towards the middle, so we'll give shout outs again. Then Eli's link is the artist Instagram link below the stream. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know if I got to put that in, to be honest with you, because I had to re-put everything in. But yes, so it looks like we have all of that fun stuff. We will be doing a giveaway tonight for an Avatar Legends, the role-playing game starter set. Stay tuned until our break. The giveaway will start then. That's from a robot. A robot told me that in the comments. Oh, thank you, robot. You're so helpful. All right, so for anyone that doesn't know, this is based after Avatar The Last Airbender. So it's basically, as a lot of people are saying, like Dungeons and Dragons, where I'm going to help everyone out. We are on episode 4 of our journey out of 8. So this will put us at the midway point. In our last episode, we were trying to save our good friend Mal 15. And unfortunately, it did not go as planned. We ended up having to leave him behind, or so he kind of made a distraction when you guys were trying to save him from a vessel. 1 second, I have to stop these notifications that are going off. There we go. I kept getting oh yeah, it's only like I'm only doing a production right now. Goodness. They're not stopping. I don't know why they won't stop, but that's not fun at all. Yeah, I can't get them to stop. That's great. All right, let's see. Notifications. Sorry, everybody. I had to go and put my computer in the shop this past week, and it made it where all of my settings got reset. So
yeah, hate when that happens.
Yeah, you know how it is, guys. It's one of those things where, you end up having everything perfect and then you have to redo them again, but we'll take care of that real fast. Hopefully that fixes it. Well, we shall see. All right, so we are going to be starting out after you guys had just barely got away on your boat. After the Badger Mole, known as Bougie, jumped into the water to try and take out some people that were pursuing you, but actually just ended up splashing in and causing a large wave that ripped your boat away from the ship that you guys were trying to get Mao from, and you floated away off into the distance as you do not know the fate of not only Shorty needs a larger mug, but not only did you float away from Mao, but also our other new companion. I mean, I feel you. I'm a big mug guy myself. All right, so you guys, unfortunately, Shorty, you're not quite with us yet in the story. We will tell you when you are brought in. But we'll start out with you guys. You guys, I would say, have been floating away from the ship for about 10 minutes now. You know, you've kind of found a way to at least build up enough momentum to try and bring you to the land that you saw when the ship was separating from you guys. You do see that there are some of the other firebenders that were pursuing you that are slowly making their way towards you, but you do have a good head start that is because of Bougie's sacrifice for you guys. You do see off in the distance, but just barely, large amounts of glowing from where the ship was at, but it's a bit too far to really be able to tell exactly what is happening over there. So where are you guys at? Like, how are you guys reacting to this situation? You just escaped, and unfortunately, the mission that you went there to do, you had failed. So I'll give you guys a few seconds before we hit land and kind of play out where we're going to go from there.
I can't believe we left them. I can't believe that we had to leave them behind.
Some things are just necessary.
Just a whole waste of time, that's for sure.
Not supposed to have to leave people.
It's not a full waste of time. Think of the good.
Good!
I'm trying to be optimistic here, but I am having a real hard time seeing the silver lining with this one.
What silver lining?
Silver
We
lining.
did nothing.
The silver lining is
We know that Poe is now an enemy. That is one
Exactly.
piece of information we did not have before.
we didn't know one extra thing. Exactly. Good job, team. Let's take 5. And I sit down a little more.
Oh,
Okay.
bless his heart.
You guys are floating along a little bit more until you finally feel a bump that you had reached land. You basically see a little bit, like a very small stretch of beach area, but then it starts to turn into grass, and then you definitely see spatterings of trees that turn into a forest that is very visible from where you're currently standing.
Okay, should we pull the boat in and try to hide it, or should I set it on fire and it goes sailing back into the water?
It's totally your choice.
This boat was not. Oh, this isn't our boat, though.
We should probably.
Owner of the boat is gone.
He maybe he'll make it back. If he did, he would not be very pleased to see his boat.
I'm setting it on fire and I'm pushing it out into the water.
I'm not gonna stop her.
Push it out.
Yeah, I just light it on fire.
I will just sit there. I will just sit there and just straw. That's our boat. You can't destroy property.
No,
Already done, bud.
Oh no!
sweetheart, we gotta make sure that they think that we're dead. They can't know that we made it back, or else they'll start coming asking some really uncomfortable questions for some of our other associates. We maybe want to let them believe we're just gone.
Yeah.
I can
So
bury it. I could have buried it. Not really. I don't know how that would
what's
have
the
worked.
point of burying a boat? It's
You can bury it later. X marks the spot.
Sweetheart, how about this? If we see him again, we'll help him rebuild it. We'll put our bending skills to use and we'll help him rebuild it. And that way, he'll understand why we did it.
I'm sure he enjoys this kind of work too. Like this, if he somehow made it out.
I mean,
Okay.
he's got Mal with him. Mal's resourceful. I mean, we thought he was done for the last time. and there he was on the ship.
Mal couldn't even pass a peg leg through a cell door. So, just
he did Quasimodo you guys into danger. I'm just saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he couldn't even pass it through the cell.
That was one time. You have to understand.
I mean,
everyone
if
has
he-
their ups and downs. Okay.
If he
okay.
hadn't have
Just to
done
be
that, we
realistic.
wouldn't have found you.
I'm not saying the cup is half empty or half full. I'm just saying it's a cup and we need to drink it. So we should probably go.
No,
Yeah,
you're right. Let's go ahead and make ourselves scarce.
Okay, so you guys are going to venture into the forest, I would imagine, or are you? Is that the route you want to take, or do you know, how do you want to approach this?
Yeah, I would say
I
like
we
stay
go
out,
into the
out
heart
of
of the forest.
yeah,
Okay.
out of view of the water.
And I'll pull us into the trees up higher up so that if somebody is chasing us, at the very least we have a good vantage point.
Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way, Intropsy Watcher. Much appreciated. Everyone else, if you're not already following, liking, subscribing, and everything else, what are you doing? Do it now. All right, so you guys venture into this forest. It's actually very, very beautiful. Like it's one of those types of forests that you can tell the area of it that you're in isn't normally tracked through that much. It's not too flat. There's a lot of rougher terrain to it that has a lot of like rich moss and grass growing on it. You are currently in a later part of the night, so you're seeing beams of light from the moon kind of like splashing onto certain settings, but it also gives you a sense that you might not know everything that is in this forest as well. So how do your characters probably react to this foreign environment that you find yourself in? Is this something where your character would be excited, or do you think your character might be a little bit more afraid of being in something that you don't know what might be hiding behind the shadows?
Considering where I'm from, this feels a little bit more like home than a lot of the other places that we've seen.
It would definitely feel a lot like home to you. Less wet, but still very tree heavy.
Very tree heavy, very green, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just like a dry version of home.
Just every once in a while, I'm just gonna stick my face into some moss and just.
Okay, well, Pancake, how does Kyun feel about being in the forest late at night with the only light being the moon? Now, are you playing it up like you're handling this well, but you're not?
Kyun, he I gotta throw on the wrestler voice now. I'm a brave boy.
Say it with your chest. Wait, like, what is Kyun's wrestling voice? Like, I'm curious. Do you have a wrestler that you kind of draw inspiration from? I'm just wondering if he's kind of going around like, oh yeah, brother, everyone stay out the way. I am here to make sure that this forest is safe.
I should have gone Hulk Hogan route, but I've been kind of like imitating the Boulder. I would imagine the Boulder is like kind of well known ish.
Yeah. The Boulder.
I imagine
the Boulder has a
imagine
reputation for
Kyun
sure.
looks up to the Boulder.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, yes, it is me, Kyun. This is my wrestling voice. I am manly. Because obviously he's like 18. He doesn't
right.
He's not like fully developed yet, so he's like, yes, this is me.
I feel it. I dig that. Okay. I could definitely see that. Trying to speak from your chest more. I get you. Very nice. Okay. All right. So, Justice, how's Freyna handling this situation? I feel like you're a little more calm and collected than Kyun, who is very obviously putting on a front.
No, she would definitely be like soldiering on, like mission goal, like not even really fully taking in her surroundings. More so just like, we need to get to where we need to go. And
yeah, I feel you. Okay. You're very, very logically and well collected. It's like, it's not where you want to be, but there's worse places to be. Let's just continue to do what we got to do.
Exactly.
I dig it. Okay. Let's see. Let's let's look through some notes here, see what we can make you guys do to make things a little bit more spicy. And for anyone that doesn't know, these sheets here are fantastic. Your basic moves and your combat exchanges, just 2 sheets that make this game so easy to play. Or you could go the other route and get the cards from Magpie Games, also a fantastic route for easy ways to kind of understanding how this game flow works, because this is, newer to us as well. So, okay, why don't each of you assess the situation?
Okay.
And for anyone that doesn't know, in this system, you use 2d6, just normal dice. So nothing crazy, not having to learn what the 10-sider versus the 12-sider is. I know that it's difficult. They do look a lot alike. Or the 8 and the 8 and the 10 are really close.
You said assess the situation.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Or I
Ian
could
is
start
too
'em.
busy playing up a front with a 5.
Uh-oh.
I rolled an 8.
An 8 and...
I got an 11.
Okay. So, Kyun, you are terrified. You, honestly, for all that you were trying to put up that front, and you're in your head, you think that you're being convincing. You're too afraid to actually be paying too much attention to the parts that actually matter. You're hearing a little snap from your own feet, and that's what you're worried about more than actually what's around you. Now, Reyna, you are almost too focused on the actual mission to notice that there are occasional animals that, Sakari, I would imagine you are observing, just things like there's a panda bear that's walking through there that you can see. And there, you can probably see different, varieties of elk type creatures. Yeah, there's different combinations. It's Avatar. I'm not going to remember all of them. I'll get a sheet that tells me all the creatures at some point. But you do see that this does seem to be an area that is so rarely touched by humans that the animals that are here don't seem afraid of you. They're not going to let you go up and just, touch them and everything, but they're not running just at the sight of you like you would normally be used to animals reacting.
Yes, people don't come around here that often.
We're in the middle of a forest.
No, the animals are real, I guess, more friendly than they ought to be. I don't think I'm going to be able to touch one, but the fact that I can see it this close, that's a sign that they don't see. They see people less often.
I want to pull that
looking at-
stop real hard again in front of Kian
Okay.
to look at the animals.
Kyun, can you assess the situation for me?
A 4.
You definitely run right smack dab into the back of her.
I'm crawling back. I'm my hands hands on feet. And I'm
Oh, bless your heart, sweetheart. Are you doing all right?
I am fine.
But do you mean bless your heart in a way that you actually
I'm
are
the
worried about
fireman.
him, or that you're judging him?
I'm a little. It's a little of both.
Little A and B, you have to define your bless your hearts. Right?
It's a good old
Okay.
Southern child.
The connotation is very important.
It is true.
At the moment, it's less judgy and
Right,
more.
right. Because if you're judging it with it, it's like oh bless your heart. But yeah, okay. So Kyun, you've taken a second. You've bumped in. It actually kind of bumps you out of that funk that you were feeling. You're still scared, but you're still kind of remembering. Oh well, get out of your head for a second there and remember you're with your friends.
So what are we looking at?
The
Sakari saw
animals,
Oh,
the
it's
animals
super important
are a
right
lot.
now.
The animals are a lot friendlier than they ought to be, and since I come from parts that are at least similar enough to this one. Maybe that means the animals don't see people that often, so people don't come around here that often.
Great. So, less trouble?
Probably.
Okay, so you guys are noticing how peaceful it is, but Sakari, while noticing the animals, off in the distance, notices not necessarily something that, oh, thank you very much, Peppermoth7 for following. So you definitely notice, Sakari, that there is something that is like a very makeshift, like almost like a dwelling of some sort. Like you can tell that it's pretty well camouflaged, that the average passerby wouldn't even notice it, but it's almost like somebody had kind of just taken up like some like leaves, branches, things of that sort, and kind of made like a little hut almost hidden off in one of the nooks.
I'm going to take my hand out and I'm going to stop whoever is next to me.
Okay. I would say that would be Reyna, because Kyun is currently behind Reyna.
I'm gonna flap my hands up. Hey, wait a minute. Stop.
I'm gonna stop. What's up?
There's a house up ahead. It's like they've hidden it real well, but can you see it right over there?
I see it. We're not making any house visits, so just keep walking, right?
What are we looking at?
I imagine somebody lives there, so in order to not step on any toes, maybe we should be a little cautious going forward, since that's right there. We don't want to run into anybody who's not expecting company.
So do we want to tell them we're trespassing, or do we want to ask for forgiveness?
We're asking for forgiveness if we get caught. Let's go.
Okay.
I think it's a place to stay.
No, we're
Please,
not taking a nap right now.
I don't want to be out here anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
We've got my like. There's vines in the trees. We'll be okay.
I have a rock.
We're fine.
And I pick up a rock and I float it in my hand.
Yep.
It's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna take one of the vines and I'm just gonna kind of pet him on the head a little bit. It's gonna be okay.
I'm just staring at you blankly, like, what?
It's like.
I'm also staring at Sakari, like, what?
So while this is all going on, Shorty, can you give me an assess the situation roll? So that's roll 2d6 plus... Which one was that one? Creativity!
Let's see if I can math.
Okay.
11.
11. Okay, so that's good. So in this game, if you get a 1, well, you can't get a 1. If you get a 2 through 6, I like it's like you have negative modifiers possibly. A 2 through 6, that's a failure. A 7 through 9, well, that means that it's a somewhat of a success, but the game master will kind of manipulate the situation in a way that it's a partial success. 10 and above, you definitely succeeded at what you were trying to do. So that means Shorty, young Allah, is stirred awake and hears some bustling going on outside of your little hutch that you have created. Now, you're someone that is very used to living out in the wilds. So this is why you are currently staying here, as opposed to what you would know, there is a village close by. So how do you react to hearing this bustling going on outside of your little hiding?
I'd say I'd be alerted.
Mhm.
Almost like a deer when he hears a sound.
Okay. Now, is this something that you think that you would maybe pop your head out for? Would you try and find a way to maybe sneak away? How would you react to hearing these things going on outside of your dwelling?
I would probably try to listen more to see if I can hear if there's multiple people or if it was an animal. Try to assess the area.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me another roll if you want to be that specific for it, sure. Or you could rely on your skills and training if you think that would be a better role for you. I'll let you go ahead and decide which one, assessing the situation or relying on your skills and training, that you feel would be what you would be leaning on more for that action.
Probably going to do rely on your skills and training.
Perfect.
So 4.
A 4. Okay.
Oh.
So with
Welcome to
a
the club.
4, you can't tell how many people are out there. For all you know, you are surrounded by an army currently. Like it's, or it could just be one person passing by. You are not quite sure either way. So how would you kind of slink away at this point, or what do you think you might do?
We're gonna try to sneak out the back of the hut.
Okay. So I'm gonna make you roll a trick for that one, because you are trying to be a little bit sneaky. I think you're trying to trick them a bit, you know. So that feels like a proper roll.
Okay. 8.
An 8. Okay. So do you have anything to add to it, or is it just an 8 on the roll?
It was 8 on the roll, so +1 for creativity, so 9.
9. Okay. So with a 9, I would say that you are able to slip out of the back and start to try and sneak away. And although you have some distance, they do definitely see some of you. They do definitely see you trying to sneak away, though. So you got out. And you've got some distance. If you wanted to run, you could. But you guys most definitely just seeing this individual trying to sneak out of the back of this little dwelling. And hello, friend Karen. Wave back at you.
Should we should leave them alone.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask for forgiveness if we get caught, but let's go.
Yeah, let's
I
keep
agree.
going. Well,
Yeah, we'll just sneak our way in the direction that we need to go.
So you're just gonna try and like sneak away from this guy that's you also see sneaking away.
Just sneak in the direction of wherever, like the same direction we were going, not necessarily sneaking away from the guy.
Okay. There's no real path right now. You guys are kind of just cutting your way through forest until you could potentially come into something. You have no clue even how to get back at this point. You just are hoping that a road eventually pops up at this point. You're unfortunately just mostly trying to get distance between you and the Fire Nation soldiers and, you know, something.
so that Raina, that does bring to mind something though. Where are we going?
Just trying to find our way away from where we came and to a road settlement, something we can get back to reorientate ourselves.
So maybe not that person right there, but we should
Ask for directions.
We should ask for directions, yes.
Yeah. But let's put on Kyun. Let's put on our manly face.
I am ready.
And act very like we are sure of ourselves, that we can handle ourselves in a fight if we need, so we don't seem weak. Okay?
I am
And-
ready to
And
go to
let's
bed.
pretend that we belong here too.
But let's not
Alright.
start a fight. Let's not start a fight. Let's just show that we can handle ourselves if that was to come.
I
Right.
don't want to fight right now. I want to go to bed. What time is it? You said it's nighttime.
We'll
It
go
is
to bed
nighttime,
after
yes.
we figure out where we're going.
I-
We'll figure out what direction we're gonna head in, and then we'll find the next
Hey,
village and we'll
Maybe
stay
our
there.
sneaky buddy wants a tea party.
Sometimes
Maybe.
you guys would figure that with the amount of time that has lapsed, you wouldn't be totally sure of what time it is, but you would have a guesstimation that it would probably be somewhere between 11 at night and 3 in the morning. So you got a pretty good gap there of what time it is, but it gives you the kind of feel. You're not too close to morning quite yet, so you're pretty deep into the night.
Uh,
Yeah, let's go say hi. Maybe
let's go ask
they-
him for directions to the nearest village so we've got somewhere to rest so we're not worried about anybody chasing our tails.
Okay, so Shorty, how is Allah sneaking away right now? Is he? I would say he's aware that he's been spotted. So, what do you think that you would do at this point?
I'd probably peer around like the trees. I'd more than likely notice their haggard demeanor. Looked like they just washed up ashore.
Yep. Okay.
So I'd probably try to keep a good distance away, but a distance where we're still able to conversate.
Very much so. Okay, so you see him stopping and making sure, to keep that distance between you guys, but it seems like he has a spark of curiosity in you guys. It might at least not see you as an immediate threat. So what do you guys do?
Hello? Excuse me? Can I talk to you real quick? We're not gonna hurt you. We come in peace.
Mostly.
I would say mostly. Not a good time to say mostly.
We come in peace.
We promise.
We just need directions to the next closest town.
So I would say, Hina, why don't you give me a guide and comfort roll?
Oh, I don't think I've done that one yet.
Yeah, because you are trying to alleviate the situation. So guide and comfort seems like a really good one to go with.
Alrighty. Oh, dice don't fail me now.
That's gonna be very bad. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
A 7.
Okay, well at least it's not under. So so he most definitely is still feeling very cautious about this interaction. But he's not scared off at least. So, Shorty, how do you react to these suspicious people that are just waving at you right now?
I would, let's see, probably be hesitant to respond to them, but I would voice up, what are you doing here? And try to inquire why they're in this part of the woods.
We came for a little ways back. We're just trying to get to the next settlement. I think we're a touch lost. You wouldn't happen to know how far away the village is, would you?
You're pretty far. I live in the outskirts.
You do indeed.
Well,
How far?
Could you maybe take us to the nearest road or village? Maybe.
I guess
Please.
I can guide you.
All
But
right.
what is in it for me?
Gold Star, you help some people out that were lost.
I'm not a
Spirits might be
12-year-old.
happy.
is there anything you need?
We can discuss that at a later date. Do this on an IOU.
Good enough for me.
That sounds like a deal with the devil.
It sure does.
I've made worse deals. They've broken my bones a couple of times. It's fine. I'm sure it can't be that
Dude.
bad.
Dude.
So what do you say?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, so are you guys are going to go along with him, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Follow
right.
the devil.
All right, so
I'm gonna butt in really quickly. It is
Okay.
raining really hard right now. If my power goes out, I am so sorry.
that's understandable. I understand it's something very much out of your power. You
Rain?
you guys are following young Olive for a while. I would say that you've maybe been going for about 15 minutes now. Is there any type of conversation that you guys might be having as he is leading you through what you can't surmise there's any actual path here, but he seems very sure-footed of where he is going.
So, why are you in the middle of the woods? By yourself in a tree hut?
Do you live out here?
Yeah, I've always been here.
And I'll be right back, guys. Continue.
See, I've always been here. So, just grew up here. My father brought me here as I was a kid, trained me out here. So, I
Yeah.
just feel more comfortable in this era.
It seems like a nice place to live. It's very green. It could be a little bit more wet, but it's very nice.
I'm gonna pull Sakari back a little bit and then whisper, be like, is this not weird to you or is it just weird to me?
I mean, I grew up on the outside.
Okay, wrong person to ask. Never mind.
Yeah, I was
Just
never
never
for the I'm used to this kind of living. This is pretty normal to me. Although we don't know who he's with, so
I forgot to read the forest. My bad.
Gotta read the forest for the trees.
Yeah, forgot to do that. Anyway.
I probably ask her where y'all are from, try to inquire about you, try to get some information.
What about names?
Well, I am also from a forested area. So I grew up out in the middle of nowhere with me family. You know, nothing too special.
What brought you out here to the dry woods?
We were chasing our lost puppy.
Give me a trick roll.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's gonna be creativity. That's
Can I-
1 and 6 on the die, and I got +1, so that's a 7. Or it's 8, sorry.
It's an 8. Okay, I'll say that Allah thinks that you might be telling the truth, but with some omissions. So he's picking up there's something you're not wanting to tell, but he thinks you're at least giving somewhat of a truth right now.
Very accurate way.
Give you the side eye as I hear your response, but I go along with it.
I give side eye back.
That's
I
why
give
Coon,
the blank bug eye stare.
that's why Coon doesn't talk. He hasn't really said anything.
You want the honest answer?
Why not?
I'm scared.
Oh,
There's nothing to
sweetheart,
fear
it's
in these
okay.
woods.
Except fear itself.
Just the
Hey.
silence.
Hey, at least they ain't got cat gators here. The cat gators are terrifying.
I think I could take a cat gator.
I feel like a catfish in the Avatar universe is something very different.
No, they have cat gators, specifically in the foggy swamp of Earth.
Yeah.
That was one of the animals I went and researched, and cat gators are a thing.
I have to look up that.
It's pretty interesting.
Can
Yeah.
I want everybody to give me an assess the situation roll.
I'm too busy side eyeing because that's a 2.
Ooh, oh, that's not
Or
gonna
3
cut
because I
it.
got a +1.
I got an 8.
That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, I'm too busy side eyeing.
What is that? Is that a 4?
And what did we get for a Kuhn?
You're not gonna believe it if I told you with the straightest face known to man.
Ooh,
Is it
It's a 9.
it's a 9. Okay, so I will say, Kuhn and Allah, you notice that you're seeing less animals than you were before. Like, where before it was odd that the animals that were around you were very calm, but when you are seeing them, they're starting to act more like you would normally kind of imagine of them trying to stay as clear from you guys as they possibly can. It's almost feeling too quiet in a lot of ways. So I'm just giving you guys that small update. You guys are free to proceed however you would like. I'll say at this point, you are finding yourself going up a little bit more of an embankment area, so you're having to do a bit more climbing than you normally would. For the earlier parts of this, you feel like you're definitely raising elevation from where you were starting out right off of the beach. You're starting to gain a little bit a bit of an upward, not like anything that's like too much of like a hill like, but you're having to climb over the occasional log and such.
I'd probably say we're getting closer to where settlement is.
Good.
Alright.
I'm itching for a nap. I'm tired. I say
Yeah,
as I like. Oh, sorry.
We'll be there in just a little bit. Say we'll be okay.
You got
like a
friends in
log.
the settlement, stranger?
Once in a while for supplies. but I usually stick to the woods.
Okay. Is there, just a reason you like being in the woods? Like,
It's just where I grew up, and I just feel more comfortable.
I
Okay.
definitely feel that one, stranger.
Okay.
So the,
Well.
Now,
so
I
the
don't mean to be-
Fire
oh.
Nation, huh?
I don't want to be that guy. And I'm loving this cool mysterious thing we have going on. But we should probably formally introduce ourselves, just in case. I don't know. We need to contact each other, especially if we have an IOU coming up. It'd be nice to be able to.
Well, I guess since we're getting close to the village, I better introduce myself. My name is Allah.
Let's see.
Um,
Well, let's see. How you doing? My name is Sakari.
I'm Kiyun. Hi.
I'm Bluebell.
Trey, you give me a roll.
Trick
We're
roll.
rolling all night tonight.
Yeah, no, that's 3.
He immediately can tell that not only is that not your name, like you feel almost uncomfortable when it came out of your mouth for how much it is not your name.
I definitely look at her distrusting.
Yeah, there's like about a 3-second. There's like a 3-second there. My name is Bluebell. Like it's very much like obvious that you just came up with this.
Ah, yes, my lovely friend, Bluebell.
That's
Okay, it's Raina. Let's keep moving.
Here's code Bluebell59. Could you imagine if we had planned like, okay, this week you have to slip in the code?
That would be great.
Oh, we need to do that. Ben, make it happen, my friend.
Ben, please.
That would be very fun.
Bluebell 15.
Oh, that would be very funny. And don't forget to stay with us during the break so you have a chance at winning the starter set for Avatar Legends from Magpie Games.
But back to the story, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, so she already gives you her name after like very much stumbling over the lie. So you have her new name there. Y'all are getting a little bit more acquainted with each other, but you do start to hear some almost commotion going on from back where you were. Like it's not too close from you, but you can hear it back in the distance, and you are seeing some bits of smoke from the overhead through the trees. You can't see it very well to see how far it might be, but you are starting to see some more smoke in the air. And like I was saying before, very much less on the animals than you were seeing earlier on.
I'd probably say, see the smoke. We must be getting close to the village. It must be from the houses.
The direction we came from?
Well, we said above.
No, it's definitely coming from behind. The noise that
behind, okay.
you're hearing noises from behind you, but you are seeing smoke
Okay.
overhead. Yeah.
Okay,
Gotcha.
yeah, okay.
Hope so.
Okay.
So, how often do you see the Fire Nation at this village we're about to go to? How often interaction with them?
They come like once a month or so, just do patrols, but it's usually pretty quiet.
Okay, that's
That once a month time period.
yeah.
It's about this time, but as long as you haven't done anything wrong, we should be fine.
Absolutely.
I
We're
would
just-
never do
we're
anything
model
wrong in my
citizens.
life.
Absolutely. I wouldn't dream of doing anything against Fire Nation personally.
Model citizens.
I'm waiting to hear. I need all of you guys to roll a trick roll right now.
Right? Yeah, pretty
those,
much.
those do not sound very convincing.
You're rolling.
Are we actually rolling for this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna choose to fail it.
Yeah. You can choose to be transparent if you want.
I'm gonna choose to fail that. Because I'm
let
loving
me-
his mysterious, like, from one mysterious person to another, loving it.
That's a 5. It wasn't.
7. We're not very convincing.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. So he's picking up some vibes that you guys might have a little bit of trouble with the whole Fire Nation.
I mean, but really, does anybody have any good stories with the Fire Nation?
No, not really.
See,
Just
I
kinda-
could have sneezed wrong in the town back there, and I probably.
I will say that Allah would 1000% know that the area that you are all coming from is very, very scarce on the human side. So the fact that there's not only you guys coming through it, but another group coming through it tonight is a pretty big red flag for him that they're probably after you guys.
We're just walking red flags.
Pretty much. Just a walking red flag, taking a midnight stroll through the forest.
I'd probably stop and ask, is there anything I need to know before we proceed?
We just need to know if you have our back in a fight or if you'll have the Fire Nation's back. That's all you need to know.
Are you a cop?
You know you have to tell us if you are. It's the law.
It's the law. You have to tell us if you're with Fire Nation.
Right. You have to tell us if you're a cop, man.
I would probably say with how the Fire Nation treats the people around here, I definitely wouldn't be backing them.
Okay, good. We're
Okay,
great friends now.
go.
School.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm sorry, y'all.
So what happened was,
So
So
basically,
there I was.
let's just say the Fire Nation took our friend, and we weren't too happy about that. So we may have boarded a ship, caused a ruckus, and maybe that's why we are currently traversing this island.
And that ship may be on fire.
That ship may be on fire and actively sinking.
I mean, but ships do that all the time.
Ships.
They can't really claim that it was us anyway.
Exactly. So
Our
let's
faces
get
were
moving.
seen.
They definitely know it was us.
We can work around that though. It'll be okay.
It's
I'd
very
probably
it's very
sigh.
yeah, it's very much a
Like,
so there I was, Fire Nation on my heels.
We did lose a very big badger puppy.
It is.
And
I mean, some people would consider it to be a puppy.
I'd probably
actually the cat.
inquire what their plans are after they get to the village, so I kind of know what I'm getting into.
I mean,
We need to get back to our informants. And
and
So-
rest.
yeah,
We
and
That's
rest.
not a great way
Definitely
of
need
saying
to
that. Back to my informants.
My
Listen,
informant.
listen,
I happen to know a
listen.
guy.
We have some.
Rune didn't help us on that one.
I
We
know
got
a
some
dude.
business associates that we're going to see. Nothing scary.
I'm gonna go back
Business
to rest.
associates.
At this point, you guys are more than likely just looking for a safe house more than anything, like one of the ones that you guys would know about through your rebellion.
I'd probably be intrigued and say, okay, we'll see what's up ahead, and if shit hits the fan, I'll hang out with y'all for a bit. It sounds fun.
Let's see. We
We're
will
a pretty fun group, I would say.
I like you a little better.
definitely-
Hey, Chaos and me get along really well.
We're gonna be great friends.
Well, this is about the time you should know that we're also benders. Shh. And I'm gonna pull like a little bit of the water to like do that marble spinny thing, like.
I would say that there's definitely enough dew settled on the environment that you're able to pull some water from that and then make it like swirl up along your hand.
So yeah, we're not slobs ourselves. We got some ways to defend ourselves.
I propel myself over a log with like a little like rock shooting out of the ground.
Wait, no, not like that.
I'm gonna look back at where the noise is coming from and be like, yeah, I shouldn't do my thing, but we should probably go.
Let's keep going.
You'll
Uh.
see my thing if it's required.
I'd probably expedite taking them to the settlement area.
So, I mean, you guys probably still have a little bit of a ways to go to get there. Although you know that you are away from the area that is less traversed, you still got a bit to go, but you are doing your best to try and put some distance between you and where those sounds might have been coming from. Now, here's the thing: we have the issue here that there are a few of you, and you're trying to make your way through the forested area. At what level of caution are you guys traveling? Like, when it comes to, are you moving more quickly or are you moving more cautiously?
Actually, are we leaving footprints behind us?
I'd say since I grew up in these woods, I'm moving at a decent pace, still having the air of caution though, because I know what the wildlife is around here.
Okay, I will say that this is, since he is leading the way, let's have Shorty, why don't you give us a rely on your skills and training roll, since this is something that you would have been pretty well trained in and you are leading the party currently.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Ooh, a 5. Do you have anything that adds to it?
Nope.
No. So, although you guys think that you were being pretty good about, not leaving too much of a trace behind, unfortunately, it's really difficult because the area that you're in has a lot of sand in the soil, so it's leaving pretty good footprints, to the point that after a little bit of walking, I'd say another 10 minutes, you hear a familiar voice coming from behind you in a way that you don't necessarily hear him coming up to you until he is already on you, with having 3 guards also surrounding you. So you have people on all 4 sides of you. And you just hear the voice say, "You really thought that you were going to be able to get away from me, didn't you?" And on that note, we are going to be taking our little break. So
I did think I could get away.
No, well, you guys are going to have like 5 minutes. Go do what you're going to do. I have a little bit of promo stuff that I'm going to work on, but feel free to take 5 minutes, everyone, while we go and have our contest and some shout outs and all of that fun stuff. Hi, everyone. It's me. It's just my face now. They're going to go and do other things. It's me. Just me. All right. So I do believe we have a giveaway to do here with one of these amazing Avatar Legends, the role-playing game starter sets. I'm not exactly sure they're gonna handle that, but while they are handling that in the chat, I can give you guys a little bit of a description of what comes with this thing, because I just got one of these myself today. I've been just using the normal companion book, but it looks like the starter set comes with a 32 booklet of condensed rules, so it's going to streamline things for you if you maybe aren't ready to go and read the big old thickums. But I'll say that this is actually a lot more telling you about the world and stuff than it is about like numbers and things of that situation, because as you can tell, this is a game that is very much more focused on the roleplay aspect of things. It comes with a 40-page introductory adventure, The Pirates of the Crimson Sail, set in the era of Avatar Aang, and The Burning Fuse, set in the era of Avatar Korra. So that is awesome. So if you are someone that is wanting to do more of the Korra style stuff, because I know that is a era that a lot of people enjoy. I know that the story might not have been everybody's thing, but there was a really cool like bit of lore and stuff going on there. You could get into like the pro bending and the technology. There's mechs during that era, so if you wanted to be like a mech pilot, you probably could. I think that's pretty cool. You have engraved dice, 21 combat action cards. Makes it very, very nice because if you have those cards, you can put those in front of we have more and more people showing interest in this, but those little action cards are awesome because you can just put those in front of your players if they need a quick reference instead of just having the sheets like I do. You can also have the cards like these that tell you how everything works. So that's very, very helpful. 10 illustrated pre-generated character sheets. So type it in to have a chance, guys. Yeah, type it in, everybody, for a chance. You have to put it in the giveaway in the chat. Show that you're here, so that way we know. It has 6 rules reference sheets, so another thing that you can pass out to your players. Very good, because like having references in this game makes it so much easier for the players, and that is something that you gotta love, the simplicity, because it is a new system to a lot of people. But once you get used to it, this system runs amazing, and it opens you up to a whole slew of other games. Like we found a wrestling game that runs in the same system that this does, so that gives you a lot of options. A large full-color map of the 4 nations. I do love that. You can never have enough maps. Does caps lock matter? No, your insert. All right, awesome. We're still having people in. They have not done the contest yet. So if you're just jumping in, make sure that you put down in there that you want to be part of the giveaway. Put in giveaway. It also comes with a unique code to unlock a full digital version of the Avatar Legends RPG starter set. I have not looked at the digital asset tool yet. I did not even know that was a thing until today. So I look forward myself. I hopefully can tell you guys about that next week, because that's pretty interesting. Do we have a code this week? Do we have a code this week for House of Games? I did not know if we were given one or not. Yeah, you can never have enough maps. I'm a big fan of maps. I recently have been trying to get myself away from being too heavy on the DM screens or GM screens, because I get one for every system, but now I've just decided to get one where I can just stick my different papers into one instead of just continuously buying them, because I have so many at this point. Shout out to House Games, our friendly local game store, for sponsoring the stream. A 15% discount code for the online store will be announced at the break. This is the break. I don't know. They haven't told me yet if we have a code yet. The drawing will happen after the break ends. So we have a few more minutes before we get started back. We do have all of our players back now. Bushi15, is that the code? BUZHI 15 that you can use at houseofgames.store or in store in Greenville, Tennessee. If you are in the local area, go in there and tell them that we said hi and go and get your discount. You're fully invested in this Avatar story. Well, I highly appreciate that. This is episode 4, and for any of you that don't know, we are going to be doing 4 more episodes every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once we get done with Avatar, we are going to be diving into the wonderful world of Power Rangers, where we will be having another set of probably 8 weeks and maybe even a few other games splattered throughout there. In the chat, we have I Run Vampire the Masquerade game, in which I had a few maps since the pain to properly explore locations. I look forward to actually exploring the new edition of Vampire the Masquerade or Werewolf. We haven't decided which one we're going yet, but we will be playing that in October for anyone that is looking into being in that system. But yes, use code BUZHI15, BUZHI 15, the numbers 1 5, not spelling out 15. That would be a very long code. All right, so why don't we go and bring back in our beautiful players here? We're still going to be on break, but they're all back. It's the best one yet, we hear. All right, so let's go and bring back those beautiful faces. And there they are. Look out, they look amazing. Oh, God, we have such a good-looking crew. Oh, goodness. All right, so for Vampire, you can literally use city maps from the game is running. And I would actually love to use this city map. I would love to have Vampire the Masquerade with that southern charm. We already had vampires in Louisiana. Let's have vampires in the hills of Tennessee. All right, so if you guys would like to go ahead and figure out who won, we are past where we need to be for the break, but we'll take a few seconds to go around and ask a fun little question for some of our people and everything while you guys are figuring out who won the contest. I'm gonna bring this over to Miss Hina. Miss Hina, I have a fun question for you. First off, how far are you into Avatar: The Last Airbender? Because you are currently going through this series while you were playing this game, and I did make sure that everything that is in this campaign is accessible through if you've only seen season 1, so you've definitely gotten through that. But where are you at currently in the story?
I took a small break so that I could start the live action
that's totally
so
fine.
I'm only partway through season 2.
Okay.
I actually only just met Toph, I think, an episode or 2 ago.
I think that's like episode 3 in that season. You are not far into season 2.
Like 4 or
God
5.
damn.
It's episode 4 or 5.
Okay, fine. But that being said, you're far enough in that I can at least give you this much. Do you have a favorite ship yet in Avatar?
A favorite ship?
Like a couple things.
Yeah, a couple.
Holy
Oh, and
shit.
before we say it, let's give a big shout out to Big Papa M107, who you have won the giveaway. I am sure that one of the people that is not me will be getting to you to figure out how they're going to get that to you. That's not my department, thankfully. Have fun with that, whoever in our company does that. So back to Hina.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
The ship that you are currently having, at least in your head, for Avatar. Because there's been some hinted.
So, I know that this isn't canon, and it's just because of where I am.
Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine.
I could definitely have seen them going with Zuko and Katara. I definitely could have seen that happening.
Now that makes me mean that makes me feel like we have to quickly slide over here to Miss Justice. You're very very ingrained in this series. Well, first off, what do you think about that ship, and do you have a different one that you were big on for the series?
See, like that ship, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the writers, that's where they were going with. Like, I feel like that's what they were trying to go for. I think I might be right about that, but I could be wrong. But so like, growing up, that was like my ship. Like,
I feel you.
growing up. Yeah, so yeah, no, I get it. I completely get it.
All right, now Pancake, I don't know if you really look to the romance of the series that you're. So you say no, thank you, no real ship on your part.
I just like the funny bending show. I just like watching some guy get hit in the face with a rock, and I go, "That's pretty
That's
funny."
a fantastic point, though. This show is so multifaceted that even at that level, you have a little something. But let's take it over to Shorty. Shorty, I don't even know how familiar you are with the Avatar series. First off, how familiar are you with the Avatar series? And if you aren't pretty familiar, do you have a ship that you have?
I've probably memorized the show. I used to watch it religiously.
Very fair. Very fair.
But my favorite ships are probably a tie between Sokka and Suki, or Zuko and Mei.
Okay, very good.
Those are my two favorite couples. So.
Totally fair, and of course, I can't help but I have to like put it back over to me so that way I can give you guys my favorite ship, and of course it's Uncle Iroh and Jude. Come on. Come on, who doesn't love them together? They're such a cute, not even close to being a couple. But I'm gonna give you guys a goofy answer like that. Look, Iroh needs some love, and it doesn't have to just be one lover. He's just gonna travel through the nations, going and making a lot of women feel very appreciated. All right, so now that we've had our little bit of fun, we have found out what our code is for this week, for anyone that didn't know, Bougie15, and we have found out who our winner of the contest is with Big Papa. Now we can get back to the story where you guys are currently surrounded by 3 Fire Nation guards and a man that you used to consider a friend. How do you react to this situation? Well, everybody except for Ollie, you don't know who this guy is. You're just like, hey, this guy seems like a jerk.
Can I like yell at him and just be like, "Poe, you sniveling skunk snake"?
Well, I would say, do you want to try and give it an intimidation, or are you just trying to give an insult?
I'm just insulting.
Okay.
I'm just insulting.
Well,
Hey, look, I was already a part of this whole thing far before you guys got here. I didn't know that you guys were gonna be there. But that being said, it doesn't mean that I can just let you get away after everything that you've seen. I kind of like to leave my identity a bit secret, if you can kind of imagine.
well, it was nice to see you too again, Poe.
Since...
Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, I'd probably try to assess the situation since I just got surrounded by random people in the middle of the woods.
So you can see a bit of a smirk on Poe's face, You can see that he feels like he has control over the situation quite firmly. I think it's kind of funny, you guys still calling me Poe like that's actually even my name. Like, it's adorable, but no, the name is...
Your bag. What do you want?
You haven't exactly been
Your name
polite
is.
enough to tell us your real name, so I'm just gonna keep calling you Poe until you either correct me.
I don't think that we necessarily need the pleasantries right now. I feel like you guys just need to come with us.
Yeah, no,
bless
that's fine.
your
Dirk.
heart.
I think
You
that ain't
think
gonna
we're
happen.
being pleasant right now.
Okay, so you do see the 3 guards start to slowly move in towards you guys. I will give each of you an opportunity to do something. Well, yeah, I'll actually say let's just like go for the rolls. We do have a flow of things that are going to happen. So, for anyone that doesn't know, this game has a just a basic flow of what actions go first. Now, when it comes to when it comes to who goes first between the players and the non-player characters, the non-player characters go after them. So you guys go ahead and choose what you're going to do in this situation. You can use a combat exchange, or you could also use some form of a basic move if you would like to take a more diplomatic approach to what is happening. So I will let you guys take a few seconds to kind of choose that.
See, I'm a big actions first, questions later type person.
I dig it.
So I'm definitely more of the attacking route. I don't like being surrounded. So I don't know about y'all, but
Okay, so has everyone figured out what they're going to want to do now? Because I will say, is anyone wanting to try and use one of your basic moves first? Like something that maybe you're trying to trick them, push your luck, intimidate, plead, help, assess, whatever. Is anyone wanting to take that approach? Or are we going straight into a combat exchange? Going combat? Okay. Do we have any... Do we have... And let's see, I believe that... do we have any defend and maneuver? Is anyone using a defend and maneuver?
Let me double check and make sure.
Be ready, retaliate, seize a position, or possibly one of your unique moves to your characters.
see, I could use advance and attack. I chi blocking jabs.
Okay, well so that'll go after we get done with the defend and maneuver. So nobody's using a defend and a maneuver. Okay, so well, you guys are probably all using an advance and attack. I would imagine. Is anyone using an evade and observe? You are using an evade and observe. Okay, so attack and advance and attack. You guys can work together for the flow that you would like things to go, because you see, you it's up to you 3 of who goes first on this one.
I think y'all should let me go first because I plan to hinder.
Well, evade and observe actually goes after. So yours will have to go after they're done with theirs. So when it comes to the advance and attack, you are basically all attacking at the same time. So it doesn't really matter too much. You're all going to still have to do what you had already chose. And then we'll kind of build the narrative of what happens. Now you have to imagine you have 3 soldiers around you. Poe isn't actually walking towards you all. So you could very well pick a specific soldier if you would like, or try and do something that might be able to do something to multiples. But with where you're at right now, you could easily just each square off to 1 if you wanted, or all concentrate on 1 to try and take 1 down all at once.
Since I use throwing weapons as an attack, I guess I'd probably want to go first as a surprise, since they don't know me.
Yeah, sounds great. So how are you going to go about this?
I'm trying to look at the cheat sheet. So what would be my options?
For an attack, or are you using an advanced technique that you have?
For an attack.
Okay, so you have a strike, you can pressure them, or you can smash. For a strike, you are basically doing, as it says, you are using some form of an attack. It is up to you to color that picture of what that attack might be. Now, for pressure, you are trying to impress or intimidate a foe. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose to use that approach in the next exchange. Or you can smash, which is basically going and trying to put a hindrance on them by doing something to the environment.
Let's see. Scroll up. Probably with the strike. So since I used to throw away, I'd probably try to throw my acupuncture needles at them in the face to catch them off guard.
Okay, so you're trying to pressure them as opposed to injure them.
Yes, just try to set off the chain. Because first to strike's the first to win.
Okay, I will actually say if this does land like full, then I would say that it is like an acupuncture to where they are stunned from this. So yeah, why don't you give me a roll with passion? So I don't know what your passion stats are, but so that's roll 2d6 and add your passion to it.
14.
Wow, a 14.
Yeah, 2 6s and a +2 on passion.
Oh my goodness. So immediately, this, you see one of the, you can actually describe this yourself in all honesty. Describe how you would immediately take down this soldier that was starting to advance towards you. Like, he is incapacitated. It's up to you to tell us how you would do that, how it would look.
So I would probably aim my needles for the slits in their helmets to go for the eye.
Ooh.
That would stun them.
That would really stun them.
Well, not realistically, no, because the eye doesn't have as many nerves as most people think.
Yeah.
But theoretically, yes, it would stun them from shock.
Oh, yeah. They are on the ground, probably twitching profusely from unfortunately having some needles in their eyes. So yeah, you have this campaign would make a great podcast story. I much appreciate it. I wrote this story myself. So yeah, so one of them is just done for. You guys don't even think that there's a chance that guy's going to be getting back up in this encounter. They're probably going to have to take him back for medical attention immediately after this exchange. So, good job, Shorty. Your first real attack in this game system was very, very brutal. Very brutal. You'll take it. Okay. And so that leaves a young Kuhn and Reyna. What are you guys gonna do? And I wouldn't say that you guys have seen this already, because it's kind of happening alongside what you're doing.
So is it all 3 down, or was it just 1?
It's just one. Just one of them is down.
Okay, just one. Okay, so I am going to... And Poe's not doing anything?
Poe, he is standing there letting the minions kind of do his work.
Okay, I'm gonna go after Dirtbag.
All right, you're gonna go after him. In what manner?
I'm gonna go after him.
In what manner are you gonna go after the dirtbag?
I'm going to kind of like do that like running sneaky thing past the one that fell over from the punctures in his eye now. And I'm gonna just fire punch at him.
You're gonna fire punch at him. So is it an intimidation tactic, or are you actually trying to do harm?
I'm trying to harm him.
Ooh, okay, so a strike, I imagine. All right,
yes.
Give us a roll for that then.
That would be a 12.
Nice.
Oh wow!
With a +1,
so you're going at Poe with this attack right now.
Yes.
Okay, you can give us the description, because this is going to you can give us the description. I will say that although you are able to definitely land a very heavy attack on him, he is not down. Like, he kind of surprises you a bit that yes, you got damage in, but he's not a pushover like you expected.
Yeah, no, I expected that. So I'm just punch at him, like, like fireball, like and then I want to look back at Alla, and I just want to be like, that's what I do.
Okay.
Respect, respect.
Yeah, you definitely landed. He's feeling the burn, but you can also see that he's dealt with enough Fire Nation people, that he knows how to like, shrug off some fire off of them. But you definitely got a good hit. Okay, so that puts us over to, I believe it's a young Mr. Pancake. Hyun. What is
Hello, my dear friends.
the wings of Omashu, Mr. Hyun Nakamura?
You are topping out your mic, my friend.
I'm sorry, that's
Surprised it kicked in.
It kicked in then, yeah.
Now, I have a very good track record of what I like to do. It's much like our dear friend Allah. Hyun is a strike first man. He would love to get the fight going, although his companions kind of got to him first there, I suppose. So he will go for a strike upon the soldier that dare challenges the wings of Amashu, as I say in a really edgy way.
Okay. Well, give us what type of a roll are you going to be going for?
I'm going to be doing just a basic strike, so I'll be rolling with my passion.
Ooh, give us that passion roll. Roll with passion.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
You got holes in those shoes?
What'd you get?
Dude, that's a 6.
Goodwill.
Oh, Daddy got Crocs. Daddy got Crocs.
That is a 6.
God damn.
So, what were you attempting to do so I can kind of give you a little bit of a how that doesn't happen?
So, not Mir, sorry, that's a completely different thing. Sorry. Oh my god, I blanked on my name. Kyun! Sorry, oh my god. I got mixed up. Kyun is going to essentially charge in, fists ready, and kind of like propel himself forward off the rocks, off of like a rubble that he created behind him, and basically just going for like a full tackle on this guy.
Okay.
Full, like a football tackle for the legs.
But you are going for one of the soldiers, though, right?
I'm going for one of the soldiers, yes.
All right, so you go to like tackle this guy. You're trying to put all to it, but this guy is pretty well trained. I mean, he is a soldier. He's had some like some definite combat training. He sweeps you to the side and then ends up actually planting a foot on top of you after you fall onto your face, and you are currently stuck because of this. So. So on your next turn, you're gonna have to find a way to get out of the binds of this guy that currently has you pinned under his foot. With that being said, that puts us over to Miss Hina. Miss Hina, what is Sakari gonna do in this situation?
I'm sorry, Kyun. So I'm going to attempt to take Poe and have vines come from the trees and string up his arms and then pin basically like have him like this so that each limb is pinned down.
And who are you trying to do this to?
Poe.
We're trying to do this to Poe. Okay. All right, there's a roll for it. Yeah. So you're trying to.
On my side. That would be bolster or hinder, so it'll be.
Yeah.
Oh no! It fell on the ground. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. 11.
An 11. Okay, so you most definitely have him pinned up now. But with that being said, there are still 2 soldiers that are up and good right now. So you have the one that is down. You have Poe that is currently being strung up, but then they go and try and attack towards you. Towards you guys, particularly one of them towards Reyna, and then one of them towards you, Sakari. Since you guys are causing the biggest threat, they're a little bit afraid, honestly, of afraid of Allah, because nobody wants needles in their eyes. That's some craziness.
They should be.
They're pretty terrified of what went down here. So they're gonna go and mostly try and get Poe down, which I'm just gonna make a simple Well, I don't even do any rolls with that, so I can't just take them down. That would be unfair. But one of them is running over to try and assist Poe down right now. So that's going to be one of them is preoccupied, while the other one is currently trying to stop Raina, because although Sakari is a threat, they don't think that she is a physical threat in the same way of attacking someone. So Raina, you are going to have one of the remaining soldier kind of square up with you and also shoot fire back at you to kind of almost insinuate a duel between the two of you. You know, it's firebender to firebender. So it's not going to be a thing that hits you this turn, but going into next turn, you do have somebody that's kind of trying to draw your attention specifically to them. So with that being said, we're going to go to the next turn. So everyone think of what they're going to do. You can change it up. You don't have to do the same thing every turn, but we are going to start back up with the defend and maneuver. Is there anyone that is going to choose a defend and maneuver type of move?
Maybe me, because it would be retaliate. If the person who's coming at me.
Okay. Yeah. So retaliate. Steal yourself for their blows. Each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a condition, or shifts your balance in exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe. So they haven't done anything yet, but you are readying yourself. It's essentially for when they do. But that's perfectly reasonable. So
I think I'm also going to seize a position as well.
Okay. Move to a new location. Engage or disengage with a foe. Where are you trying to get to?
I'm going to try to move behind a large tree so I have better angles to throw my needles.
Okay. All right, so why don't you both give me a focus roll on that, just to see where you're both going to be at for that.
I got
That's
a 5.
That's a 10 for me.
Okay, so yeah, you are right now. You are very much like in position, like you're like immediately in battle mode. Like you feel like this is like just you're not even like in a state of scared. You're in a state of I'm about to show these people what I can do. It's not a scared thing. It's a battle ready thing. You are focused in on this duel. It's an honor thing for you at this point. Shorty, unfortunately, when Ala goes to try and sees another position, he's trying to get like, where are you trying to go? Were you trying to get the high ground here, or what was happening?
I was just trying to change my footing, but it seems like I tripped over a branch.
You actually you try and get away to get into a new position to hopefully try and get some form of an advantage, and you accidentally tripped over the guy that you put needles into his eyes. He's kind of squirming around, like flailing on the ground skill, and kind of like just immediately gets in front of you and just you go like immediately just smack down, falling from the guy that you have taken out of the battle. So Raina, you are very much engaged in this battle. Now we are going to move over to advance and attack. Do we have anyone that's trying to advance and attack right now? Yes, we have 2 of them. 2 of them we do indeed. And we actually have some enemies that are also going to be there. But you guys get to go first. Which one of you would like to go first?
If you're gonna assist me, you can go first. If you're not gonna assist me, I would like to go first because I'm probably going to smash. Try and like destabilize this leg in front of me.
I will let you go first because my plan is to strike at the guy who's trying to take Poda.
Okay, this is a good point.
Okay.
You are currently pinned under this guy's foot.
So I have smash. Mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate positive or negative status. I would argue that I am trapped, to say the least.
And here's the thing. I am what we like to call the game master, so I'll allow it.
Yeah. I love arguing to be able to do cool things. Thank you, Almighty One.
If I'm not the most, yeah, sure, make it cool kind of GM though.
Okay, so I am going to as I have this like foot like is it just on my chest, I'm guessing?
Yes.
I am going to is it just now the next question, is it just 1 foot?
I'd make more sense.
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah, one is pinned on top of you. Pretty firm, but if you get a good roll, you know, we can make some fun things happen.
So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to attempt to destabilize the environment, and by the environment I mean I'm going to destabilize his leg. And you know how you have like that joint on the back of your knee that controls like how you can like bend it?
Yeah.
It's your ligament, not the joint.
Or ligament, sorry. I'm not bodily function man.
So why don't you give us a roll for such a thing, and then we can kind of go from there.
Let's find out.
Hmm.
This is attacks, this is passion. Oh, you are not gonna believe this. I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9.
I got a 9.
Okay. So, you are able to definitely get up. You're able to like basically sink yourself a little bit into the ground using your earth bending to a point that he loses his footing, and then you are able to kind of almost do like a flip under the ground back up onto your feet. But even though this does briefly put him off his footing, the firebender does find his way back to being on his feet again and squaring up against you.
Come and fight, I say in my manly voice.
In your man voice. Okay. So that is what young Kuhn does. I believe that we're passing it back over to Miss Hida. What you doing? What you doing, girl?
All right. I would like to strike out at the firebender that is attempting to get Poe down.
Aye.
Alrighty. Dice be with me.
I'll never say that.
Yeah, I need to stop saying that.
That's jinx.
That's the jinx there.
It
That was
is.
a 5.
A 5. Okay, so how are you trying to go at this individual? Like, did you have a particular way that you were trying to engage him?
While I have Poe in one hand, like I'm holding him, I'm going to attempt to strike out with another vine at the offending individual trying to get down this absolute traitor.
Okay, so you're having a lot of concentration that you're having to keep on Poe, that you're walking forward, and you start to as you're walking forward, you start to try and with one hand concentrate on Poe, the other hand starts to move in a way to where you're going to try and attack the other guard, but he notices you the last second and ducks down in a way that actually your vine slices down one half of Poe. And so he's dangling up there by one arm, and you see him actually take, like, with a flick of his wrist, a knife that was hidden inside of his sleeve out and cut himself down. Now, that will count as his turn. We will count that as his turn, so he's not going to be able to do anything else against you, but he is free now.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Okay, so with that being said, we do have two soldiers that are currently trying to engage in combat with you guys. So you see one of those soldiers go towards you, Reyna, and strikes out with his fire in a punching-like motion towards you. But you are currently actually ready for this attack, aren't you? So what happens when this Fire Nation soldier strikes out towards you?
So I'm gonna do some really cool, like almost like deflective, like so like I would rub my arm up to where he was trying to hit and like push it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the condition of what you used, like mechanically?
Like what do you mean?
All right, so it says that it inflicts 1 fatigue on them as well. So you would not only I believe that, do you still take fatigue from the attack?
Just says steal yourself for a blow. Each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a condition, or shifts your balance in this exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe.
Okay, so yeah. So you would almost be able to like not only slap it away, but almost redirect it back at him.
Nice.
Yeah. So you definitely did good. Like you said, you did very good on your roll. So I mean, that's how it be. Now, I believe that we have somebody that's having a little bit less good luck with fighting a firebender right now in the case of young Kyun. So you were able to get yourself back up on your feet, and you do see a bit of a stumble back, but then you see him strike out at you, punching full with like 2 just jabs in your general direction, giving you 2 fatigue. So you'll make sure that you've marked 2 fatigue, but yeah, you got the old 1-2 punch right towards you. Firebending. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hit. I believe that we do still have one more person to go though. So Evade and Obscure, is that what you're going with? Did we have somebody on that, or did we go through everyone already?
I think we went through everybody.
We went through everybody? Okay, so that means that we have another round. We have another round to go through. Everybody kind of figure out what you want to do. Figure out how you want to go about this.
My question is, am I in front of the remaining soldiers or am I behind them?
Say what?
Am I in front of the remaining soldiers or behind them, since I tried to get away to get to a better position? What position did I get to?
I would say that you are currently just over next to where the one was at that was closest to you. But you can see that the other 2 soldiers are squared up, one with Reina, one with Kyun. You see Sakari currently having a bit, well, you're seeing Sakari have a bit of a difficult time right now dealing with Poe that is currently down now that the other 2 soldiers are kind of dealing with them. So you see Poe is the only one that's not currently dealing with anyone in particular, but walking towards Sakari.
Alright, so I'm going to advance and attack then.
Okay, so you're gonna go after Poe?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you said advance and attack for you. All right. Do we have anyone that is wanting to defend and maneuver?
Nope. Nope, never mind.
Okay. All right. So I imagine that a lot of you are wanting to advance and attack. So why don't you give me an idea of what order you're wanting to do that in?
Do something similar to as my first run, because I'm just going to throw my needles. I'm going to try to aim for Poe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw my needles at him, coming off to the side, try to get him towards the neck.
Okay. Can you give me a roll for that?
And so do I need to add for passion or anything like that, or?
Yeah, you would.
All right, so with passion, it would be 12.
12. Ooh, that is actually quite fantastic. So, you're definitely not. All right. So, what does you're doing a strike? I imagine.
Yes, it would be a strike since it's not a stun.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna take 2 more fatigue. That is quite a lot. But you can see that you do get a lot of them that go into his arm. That he kind of blocks it to where you don't hit anything too vital, but he's taking a lot of damage. But when he takes those needles, he also quickly throws a dagger back in your direction.
Damn, plot armor.
And it's actually the retaliate. I don't have to tell you guys when I make that their move. I just have to have it in my head beforehand. It's a narrative thing, so that way you can have a little bit of a surprise happen. But yeah, he was prepared with a retaliate, so he throws a dagger back at you, striking your arm and making it where one of your arms is definitely feeling a good bit of pain. Mark 2 fatigue for me.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely did do a good number on him. He has a whole arm that's just filled with needles right now. So, who would like to go next? We do have 2 people that are pretty well squared up with Fire Nation soldiers right now.
Go for it, Keon.
I'm evading and observing. I am not striking currently.
Okay.
I have seen better days. I'm not gonna. For roleplay purposes, I'm not gonna say what I'm at, but I will just say I have seen better days.
Those dice are not lucky today.
Okay, so
Hey, well,
Sakari, are you where? Oh, did you already go, or I can't remember. Sorry, you know how it goes with this.
You're good. I was gonna evade and observe as well. I am going to do the hindering and bolstering.
Yeah, so you have both of the Fire Nation soldiers once again coming. Let's see if they have anything fun, because I did write down their stats already. So if there's anything, nothing too crazy with these guys. They're pretty basic Fire Nation soldiers, so they don't really have any like crazy techniques other than punching fire in your general directions. Each of you are squared up with these Fire Nation soldiers as they, kick forward and square up and then punch, sending fire towards you. Each of you taking 2 fatigue. Well, each of you that are squared up currently. Sakari, you are not currently squared up with one of them. But Kyun and Reina, yes, you each take 2 fatigue from them.
So, what happens when you hit 5 fatigue?
If that's all the fatigue that you have, you are currently unable to do another technique. You are incapacitated in some form or fashion. So you are basically, you have taken a lot of damage, yes.
In this round, do I still get my attack?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you also took those 2, and that does put us over to evade and observe. How do you guys want to take on this situation that you're currently in?
I'm currently unconscious on the floor.
He is lying there. Unfortunately, you can see like smoke coming off of young Kyun's body. He probably let out, some sort of a noise that was definitely nothing you've ever heard come out of this young man. And you guys would have definitely taken. Well, why don't each of you give me a roll to see if to see where if you guys notice.
So I got a 10 on the dice.
Just to assess the situation for me.
Situation.
10?
Creativity. I got an
3.
11. 11 with creativity.
Okay. Hina, what did you get?
10.
10. And Justice, you said 3?
3, yeah.
So Reina is very much in the midst of battle. That's the only thing that you really can focus on right now is this person that is directly in front of you. But young Allah and Sakari do take note to their friend young Kyun hitting the ground and having a slight smell of bacon coming from his body.
I'd probably try to get over to his side just to defend his defenseless body.
Okay, so you're wanting to take a more defensive position with him. Are you going to try and just stand in front of him to try and defend him, or are you going to try and evacuate him from the situation?
I would probably try to evacuate him from the situation. That way he's not in anyone's way.
Okay, well, that's perfectly fair. I will say that Sakari, you are still very much dealing with Poe going towards you. So I will say that Allah and Sakari, one of you is probably going to have to keep Poe distracted to be able to go and assist Q.
I think she has the better skill set for keeping him distracted because as a rogue, I can get over there a little bit easier.
So I will say, do you have you're trying to bolster or hinder? I take it for him. So if you would go give me a bolster or hinder roll, which is roll with creativity or harmony, and no, that would be Allah. Sakari, you're having to run some form of a distraction so he can get over there. In what fashion would Sakari try and keep Poe distracted?
I would do the exact same thing I did 2 rounds ago, except I'm going to go for his legs instead. Vines are going to come up and try to wrap around his legs to trip him up.
Give me a roll on that.
8.
An 8. Okay, so you aren't able to quite get him pinned in the way that you would like. He is not stopped in any form or fashion, but you most definitely at least made him have to deal with this situation long enough for Allah to be able to get over to Kyun. So Allah, you are currently over there. You're helping him. Probably, I would say, Kyun, you were at least enough up that you could walk with him. You were not unconscious, but you were just simply unable to do anything. After he gets to you, he kind of like, you know, slaps you across the face a little bit and gets you on your feet and is like, hey, bro, we gotta go, you know? Like, so, yeah, that is currently what is happening there, except we do have a Reyna. You're engaged in a little bit of a different thing. What are you doing currently?
I was just, you know, toe to toe with this guy. So
Did we already have an action from you for this turn?
we did not.
Okay, what is your action going to be for this turn?
I'm going to strike out at the guy to yeah, just blow at him. Like,
Oh, so you are going for another strike.
yes.
Okay, yeah, give me a roll for that then.
Okay. That's an 11.
An 11. Okay, that is fantastic. So you are able to like just fury into this guy in a way that is going to incapacitate him. So why don't you take the narrative jump there and give us a way that you would incapacitate this soldier?
So after it was his turn trying to, you know, come at me and I had like deflected his attack, I'm going to like kind of jump up and strike out with my leg and kick out, but like a blast of fire coming out, so it knocks him out.
Right. Okay. So you guys have done quite a number on the you guys have done quite a number on these soldiers. To the point that Poe is really the only one that is still standing in a meaningful way, and the numbers don't look very much in his favor. So I will say that he's gonna look at you guys and kind of give you a, all right, I see it's not gonna be this time I'm gonna take you guys down, but you ain't gonna be taking me either. So we'll meet again soon. And you see him kind of trying to slink away. I will give one of you a chance to try and stop him if you would like. You would like.
I would like.
Okay.
I would like because screw this guy.
for sure. Go ahead and try and capture him then. This will be your opportunity.
What? Would it be the same as I've been rolling with my
Yes.
my hit?
Yep.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Oh, that's a 5.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
He's out of there. Like you can see that Sakari in an act of desperation starts like gripping at the air almost desperately trying to stop Poe, who is dashing away from you guys like into the unknown areas of the forest that you are unable to see him as he gets away. And Sakari, you feel just this dread running over you because not only have you lost the man that caused a lot of these problems, but you are still feeling the dread of losing Mao earlier in that day. So that is currently where you guys are at. I do have a question for you, Shorty. Are you able to be here next week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if that is the case, and it seems to be the case, we're going to let that be where things end for tonight. So we didn't even get to the village, but you know, I like to if the story is feeling natural, I like to extend our guest to have the opportunity to come back in. Otherwise, I could have drawn something up just now to, you know, make it where he wouldn't be here next week. But since you can be, that means that next week you guys will more than likely be getting into this village. So,
Nice.
how's everyone feeling? How are you feeling right now? That was a very combat heavy session. That's 2 in a row. We'll try and make things very role play heavy for the next one. How does that sound, guys? We'll make it a little bit lighter, more role play.
Just a quick question. As he's running away, does he still have my needles in him?
In his arm, I would say that while within like less than 2 minutes of him running away, he's already ripped them out and thrown them onto the ground.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, so. Yeah, how did you, I'm actually going to turn it over to you real quick, Shorty. This is your first time playing this system. Are you much of a tabletop role-playing guy, or is this also new to you?
No, I have never done anything like this before. I usually just play shooter games or like RTS or like first person shooter games.
So, as someone that is not really and in the comments, Garrick returns too. Yeah, Garrick does return very, very soon. I won't tell you guys when, but he'll be returning very soon. And but yeah, so as someone that is new to tabletop role playing games, how are you feeling? Is this something that you think that you're gonna maybe delve into a bit more?
I'm definitely interested in getting into this scene a lot more. I had a lot of fun. Maybe it's because of the people we're playing with, but it felt like a really smooth playthrough.
Yeah.
So if I can get more groups like this or the same group, it'd be nice to explore different types of games like this.
For
I think
sure.
the story goes well and it flows really nice.
Well, and that is a thing, you know, we are obviously pretty well connected. For anyone that didn't know, Mr. Shorty and Miss Hina did go to boot camp with me. So it's almost like a mini boot camp reunion. Me and Miss Hina were in the Navy. Shorty, you're still kind of stuck in there, sailing the seven seas, my guy. All right, so that is kind of a nice thing that we have a little boot camp reunion going on right now. So yeah, for anyone that wants to support, you know, our military and everything, you better go and like, subscribe, and follow or wherever you're at right now. I'm just saying, you know, just putting that out there. You wouldn't want to be like, oh no, I don't want to support those troops. We were those troops.
Your moderator, your auto mod deleted my link to my Twitch.
Oh no! Oh no! Are you able to? Can whoever is running our stuff right now? Can you possibly put that link for us for Shorty Mafia? If possible. Otherwise, find us. We'll try and put it in the comments or something, or in the description as soon as possible, so that way you guys can also follow him. But no, I'm actually very glad that we were able to expose you to the wonderful world of tabletop role playing, because obviously it's not always going to be Avatar. We only have 4 more weeks of Avatar. Then we're going to be moving on to another system. And other systems beyond that. We actually have one that is called Animon coming up, that is based after it's more of a monster tamer style series, similar to a Digimon or Pokemon. They're going to be having a lot of content coming through. Like we were saying earlier, we are going to be having a Vampire the Masquerade or Werewolf. You know, we have a lot of things in the works here. And obviously we're going to be having a lot more podcasts. Much appreciated. But yeah, I think the biggest question right now is Pancake, can your cat be one of the guests one week? I think that is that's what we're being asked.
Let me ask this. Let me ask him.
Yeah. Well, let's find out if the cat can be a guest one week.
You mind being a guest one week?
Your cat is so much more social than mine.
You mind being a guest?
I already lives right in the chair.
Yeah, look at
My
it.
door is closed, so mine don't.
Yes. Much appreciated for following up. Please, everyone, if you can, go and follow Shorty Mafia. He's going to be doing a lot more stuff with us here over on Artificer and over on the Inner Geekdom, where if it's not our tabletop stuff, then we kind of just throw the other stuff over on Inner Geekdom. For example, we did go and react to the Pokemon Day presentation from yesterday, and I most certainly didn't rant for 10 minutes loudly about how horrible it was afterwards. So,
It is what it is.
So, on that note, let's go back around. Everybody, give me a little bit of your feelings right now where we're at in the campaign. We are officially, if you did not realize, at the halfway point. We are at the halfway point. So, Zakari, Hina, that seems to be shocking you a little bit. How are you feeling right now?
I want there to be more.
Want there to be more? Well, this is considered season 1. So if people do enjoy it and we continue to get that support, we'll be bringing it back for another season and for some spinoffs. Our good old boss man, Ben, Mount 15 himself, is actually talking about running some one-shots in this system as well, and potentially even some campaign stuff. So who knows? Maybe season 2, I just might be a player instead of the game master. We don't know yet. We're still working things out. We'll see where we're at when that time comes. But yeah, so any more feelings, Miss Hina, on how things are going, though?
Well, you've broken my heart multiple times, so I guess it's going fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going phenomenally. You are weaving this beautiful web
Aw.
of just pain and
Pain.
suffering.
Well, it's funny.
My avatar.
I have a very what's weird is, and I'm a very weird game master for this. I haven't done it to you guys as much. I am that GM that likes to split up my my party. I split the party up as a game master, and a lot of people don't understand why. This is a little bit of a trick that people say, never split the party, never split the party. No. You split the party so you spend 5 minutes focused on one thing happening that you already kind of had planned out, while in your head you're figuring out what the next cutaway is going to be. So it gives me a little bit of a chance to play around while you guys are playing in your sandbox that was already pre-planned. Now I can go and start thinking on this thing that I wasn't getting ready for, of how I'm going to go and handle that. So that's why I split the party a lot myself. A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of
the world.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me a little bit of a breather while I'm playing in one sandbox to where I can develop the other one for a few minutes. So little trick for people that are afraid of, you know, breaking up the party. I'm actually a big fan of it. And as it is said in the comments, coming up this next Tuesday, over on the Inner Geekdom, we're going to be having our first episode of Toku Tuesday. If you don't know what Tokusatsu is, well, that's Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider, Godzilla, Ultraman, Gaio. There's so many different things that it covers, but you're getting the general gist. We're going to be having a show, a live stream every other Tuesday, but it'll be split into multiple shows that do go up on YouTube later. Let's give it over to Pancake. Pancake, how are you feeling right now with where we're at?
Depressed.
Depressed?
You're definitely not having the
I
best
am-
luck.
Listen, I mean, don't get me wrong, good session. Definitely, I could have done better. I was about to say, you could have done better. No, you did phenomenal. I could have done better as a player because I am currently passing out.
Well, you're up. You're just worse for wear. You're definitely ready to be over at that village.
I am so ready to take a
You
nap. Oh
need
my
better dice.
god.
Okay.
These dice have been normally treating me well, but other than that, no. This campaign has been great. I love the direction that it seems to be going in. Ooh, nice dice. Sorry. But no, yeah. Huge shout out to Artificer Alley for not hating me. Uploading awesome content, that as well, but mainly for not hating me.
Hey, we love you over here. We're hopefully going to get to start working with you on some video game content very soon as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking
I
about.
need to reach out to Ben about another thing that I'm not gonna disclose yet, but I need to reach out to him.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so because we had talked about you possibly running some stuff this summer or playing as well. So hopefully we'll see you there. All right, let's turn it over. Justice, how you feeling? How you feeling after all of that?
I do felt like my fight was a little bit badass, like, but you know, yeah, a little mad at Poe, you know, dirtbag.
I will say I do find it kind of, you know, this isn't as solid of a combat system. So being able to kind of more paint a picture, how did that feel for, you know, getting to express your combat in a form like that, as opposed to it being more based around how big the number was?
Yeah, no, it was great, especially because my dice did decide to show up when it mattered.
Yeah, it most definitely did.
But yeah, no, so it was great. It was nice being able to like paint that picture of like, you know, especially being like, you know, didn't notice wonderful Kyun go down, but like just completely in that combat, and then explaining how it went. It was nice. The role play aspect of combat is great.
Yeah. Okay. So, does anyone else have anything that they would like to say before I close out this wonderful episode until, unfortunately, next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you'll be able to find us once again? Anything else, guys?
I would say if anyone's thinking about getting into this type of game style, this is definitely a good intro because it's really basic compared to like Pathfinder or D&D. Like the books are a lot smaller and the rules are a lot more straightforward. So I think this is a really good beginner version of this game style.
I totally agree. It's a great gateway drug. It is. No, I will say that this one is fantastic. I've been into tabletop role-playing games for over 20 years now, and this is probably one of the more easy systems to pick up. Once you get through those little basics of, oh, it's a lot more of me giving you a narrative as opposed to it just being, I cast Fireball. Nothing wrong with that. But this lets you go and take what you're doing for your attacks and create your own style. It's why I told everybody, not you, Shorty, because you weren't here for the intro, but I told everybody when they were making their characters to also find a martial arts style to kind of find the flow of how their attacks will be expressed. And don't forget, next week we will be having another giveaway for one of these fantastic Avatar Legends role-playing game starter sets. So if you are wanting to get into tabletop role-playing games and you're a little bit scared, this is a fantastic set to go and get, I'm telling you. Even if you don't win it, you should definitely go to Magpie Games and try and get yourself one. I highly recommend, like you were saying, fantastic game to start out with. Let's go over to my face now. Okay, so everyone, thank you for stopping by once again. And thank you to Lux and Music. You are providing such an amazing tone for what we're putting out here. Thank you to House of Games. Do not forget Bougie 15 for 15% off on houseofgames.store or in Greenville, Tennessee at the local store for House of Games. Fantastic people. Go and tell them that Rune said hi. And for anyone that didn't know, Avatar Legends is not owned by Artificer. Any characters that are brought about here are original works that do not influence the story whatsoever with the actual, Avatar The Last Airbender or Legend of Korra. Avatar Legends, Avatar The Last Airbender, and Legend of Korra are owned by Nickelodeon and Viacom. Thank you very much for everyone that came by. Thank you again to Eli Burney for the amazing art that you're putting out there. Like I said, if you